First, we at Wager Talk would like to thank everyone as a record number of you took advantage of our Thanksgiving 7-day special. We hope you enjoyed the convenience of getting your favorite handicappers plays daily during the hectic holiday weekend, and we also know that December can be a crazy month. Now we are offering a rest of calendar year special. Get every NFL, college bowl game, NBA, NHL, college basketball games, and all other sports of your favorite handicapper through December 31st for only $249. The early bird really does catch a worm for this special as it starts the day you sign up. No coupon needed. Pay only $249 today or pay $249 in a few days. The choice is simple. Let's have a great ending to 2021.
Hey guys, welcome in and happy Thursday to you. December the 2nd. Wow. End of the year, and we got some college basketball to talk about. Not a huge card here tonight, but some intriguing matchups. We'll break them down for you, and of course, we'll welcome in the Thursday crew here on College Basketball Tip-Off Show. It is Ralph Michaels sitting up top there, Tony Mejia joining us, and of course, Mr. Dave Koken. As gentlemen, it's we're almost that much closer to a whole lot of conference play here. And Ralph, welcome in, my man. First, I want to congratulate you on an amazing run in the NBA as well as you continue to rack up the wins there. Congratulations on the hard court. I know you got something locked and loaded here tonight at Wager Talk as well.
Well, you know, I have two college basketball plays. I'm going to talk about both of them here, but there's some NHL action as well. And I just want to point out, if you guys know Johnny Detroit, who runs our office, he screwed up. The 249 special wasn't supposed to start till next Monday. So you might as well sign up now and get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for free on top of it. So next Monday, it'll be $249 for the rest of the month. Next Wednesday, it'll be $249. Take advantage. Sign up today for whoever you want, Dave Koken, Tony Mejia, or myself. An incredible deal takes you through December 31st.
Yeah, edibles are a dangerous thing. All right there, guys. You heard it there. $249, definitely worth taking advantage. You get the whole weekend here for the same price as you would on Monday anyway. 30 days of all access. Great opportunity. Tony Mejia, my friend, I know you got a whole lot going on here. NBA, college, obviously college football, NFL, college hoops. What do you got locked and loaded for us tonight at Wager Talk?
Yeah, we'll have a little college hoops action and some NBA, even though they're abbreviated cards as compared to the monsters that were on tap yesterday. And NFL Week 13 begins, and little college football championship weekend. So very busy, even though I'll probably lay off the soccer this weekend, no international play. But, that's a lighter load for me. But, yeah, still lots to do.
Slacker. All right, guys, Tony Mejia and Ralph Michaels. Catch them at WagerTalk.com, as well as Dave Koken, coming off a clean sweep in college hoops last night. Congratulations. And what do you got for us tonight here at Wager Talk?
Not much. I did not come up with the best bet in college basketball. I do have one play, but I set the rules in advance of college hoops this season. I'm only selling the best bets. Everything else is free. So the one game I did bet tonight in college basketball is free. Just go to my homepage, wt.buzz/DC. I'm also going to play on the football game, and nothing in the NHL for me tonight.
All right, guys, but take advantage of that special while you can. Get the entire weekend included, $249, all access, 30 days, all plays, all sports, guys, over at WagerTalk.com. All right, let's kick it off here. Game number one tonight, we're going to take a look at. We're going to talk a little St. Mary's taking on Utah State. Now, Utah State opened 2.5, 128.5. I'm seeing a lot of ones in spots here. Ralph Michaels, Utah State, an impressive 5-1 against the number here. I think they lost their first game, and that was it. So do you agree with the market movement here?
I love this Utah State team. And, we really didn't know what to expect. You have Ryan Odom, the new head coach who came over from Maryland, Baltimore County, and you only had 2 returning starters. So what would the Aggies do? Well, I'll tell you what. Odom brought his 2 best players to come with him. And then You get a starting point guard, Jones, from Utah, who was a 2-year starter. He transfers in to Utah State. So you all of a sudden have 5 exciting guys that can play ball together and have melded real quick. As you mentioned, they did lose to UC Davis in their opener, but then what they did, beating Penn in 2 overtimes, blowing out New Mexico State, and beating Oklahoma to win their tournament, what was an amazing, amazing run. St. Mary's, we know what to expect. You know, Notre Dame and Oregon and Riverside all went down. Their only loss to Wisconsin on a neutral setting. St. Mary's, we have one of the most experienced squads, multi-year starters across the board. So while this is their first true road game, and I love playing against teams in that role, they get a little bit of a pass. I mean, they played 3 neutral games against very good opponents, so this isn't quite the same feel. Very rare we get a number 1 against a number 2 matchup. St. Mary's defense, we know they play great defense, and they are one of the slowest paced teams. They are number 1 in defense with fewest assists per field goals made. This Utah State team is a pass-happy team. They are number 2 on offense for assists per game. We'll see who comes out ahead of that. They're going to have to work hard. I'm going to go under in this game. St. Mary's pace, I think, will dictate. Utah State happy to pass that ball around as many times as they can. It'll take them a little while to get there. I am intrigued to watch this game, but I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, and I'll lean with the under.
Yeah, you know, Tony, the market has been all over the place with this game. It's up, it's down, it's for Utah, it's for St. Mary's. Where do you stand in this game here tonight?
I like the Aggies in this game. They're home. Ryan Odom coached a really slow-paced team last year in the Retrievers, and now he's got the Aggies playing a little faster. Justin Bean is the best player on the floor, in my opinion. You know, the St. Mary's over the last couple of years hasn't had the NBA talent that Randy Bennett has been able to acquire and bring to Moraga over the past decade plus. This particular team plays really good basketball. They're a cohesive unit. They defend really well, as Ralph said. But you know, as far as star power goes, they lack it. So they're certainly beatable. Justin Bean had 24 and 10 when these two teams played 2 years ago. St. Mary's won that one. Bean has obviously really blossomed over the last couple of years, and he's taken well to this coaching change. He had 24-19 against the Sooners. I think he brings it home for the Aggies tonight, so I like Utah State laying the point.
All right, liking Utah State laying the point at home. Very efficient offensive team here, Dave, this Utah State team. What do you think of their chances of getting it done tonight?
I made St. Mary's 1 in the game, so clearly it's not going to be a play for me. This is a game that I think is probably going to go down to the last possession. St. Mary's is going to grind it out. They're very well coached. And I think Bennett's got the type of team he really likes. Might not be loaded with star power, but they're a cohesive unit. They've looked good so far. Utah State still can't really explain how they lost to a bad UC Davis team, but since that time they've looked really good. And one thing to factor in here, even though I think St. Mary's a little better team, and on a neutral court, probably have St. Mary's about 5. This is a really good home court. It's one of the best around. People don't think of Utah State, Logan, Utah, as someplace a tough trip. It is a tough trip. It's a rowdy crowd. They really get behind the team, and they might be the difference in this game. I don't know what to do with it. On my numbers, I mean, St. Mary's +1 would have the slightest of edges, but that's certainly not bettable for me.
Okay, there you go, guys. We'll head over to another late game tonight here. Why don't we take a look at Oregon State taking on Cal, 10:30 Eastern time tip here. Cal opens up as a 2.5-point favorite. Total right around 126. And what a difference a year makes, huh? Elite Eights to 1-6, Tony Mejia. That's what Oregon State has done. What do you think of this team this year?
Oregon State, I mean, they've had a bad break in that they were really expecting the center Roman Silva to be one of the catalysts in the paint. He certainly was last year, somebody that you could dump it into. He actually lost weight even because he's a very big man, but his knees are not not where they need to be, so they're bringing him along slowly, certainly wisely. He's coming in off the bench, plays 10 to 15 minutes, and certainly not the only reason they're 1-6, but him not being who he was during that stretch run last season has clearly been an issue. And then Ethan Thompson obviously is gone. He was clearly a catalyst for Oregon State. They're just not as deep as they were. And I don't think that this game is going to make your eyeballs bleed the way Washington State and Arizona State did yesterday, Joe. But I think this is going to be another very low-scoring Pac-12 debut. I see it as a race to 60. Oregon State ranks dead last in three-point shooting, just under 30%. These are the two lowest-scoring teams in the Pac-12. So I see it, like I said, as a 60 to 56 type game, and will be all over going under 126, even though that looks like a low total. It probably won't be. It'll probably get to where it needs to be by nearly double digits.
I don't want to hear about low totals after that Washington State game. Couldn't believe the Pac-12 network put a YMCA Rec League game on TV last night. That was crazy. What do you think of this matchup here, Dave, with Oregon State?
You know, last season was just such a strange year in all sports for obvious reasons. And one of the strangest things to me was how Oregon State ended up in the Elite Eight in the NCAA tournament. It's just shocking. They weren't a very good team. Everything came together for them at the right time, and they went on this improbable run. But it's been a cruel return to reality for the Beavers this year. They're clearly not as good as they were last year. They're not sneaking up on anybody as they did, at least in crucial situations last year. Their offense has been horrible. And I don't know that it's going to get better all of a sudden against California. California is also not very good. Hey, Pac-12, there's some strength at the top. But, boy, you get down to the middle and the back end of the Pac-12, it's not a very good conference. And this, to me, is just an ugly game. I've got Cal winning by a couple. I will get to a play in the next game that I kind of like, but I can't give you anything of substance here. Complete toss-up, and neither team looks good at all.
You know, Ralph, a pretty good win against Fresno State for Cal, but Oregon State is more turnovers than assists. Coach Tinkle says it's on him. He's not bringing these guys together fast enough. What do you think?
Well, as Tony mentioned, you have a third piece missing. Ethan Thompson was a 4-year starter, and their best player, him being gone, plus they lose another 2-year starting guard. You're missing 3 pieces. You look at it, you say, well, both teams return 3 starters. So why is a 9-win Cal team from last year a favorite over a 20-win team? Well, it's because Oregon State lost who they did. And as Dave said, they just made a run and they were an overrated team coming in. I personally bet this game. I gave it out to my clients as a 4% best bet. So I will say this. I did something rare. I actually used the money line with Cal because it was very favorable at minus 145. And my first write-up to my all-access customers were, this winner may be in the 50s. So I completely agree with Tony on the under. I've been burned where I've had side and total using under on a low total twice, and it didn't get there. So I like the side more, and I used it for that. But this Oregon State team shooting 42.9% on the season, 38.8% on the road. Cal not shooting the lights out, but playing good D the last 5 games, only allowing 40.8%. I do think Cal is headed in the right direction. And Mark Fox talked about how last year it was his second season, and we know all those weird things happened. But he talked about how even though it didn't show, they practiced so much better, and he was very positive going into this year. Their losses are to UC San Diego, UNLV, Florida, and Seton Hall. That's not a bad group of losses. Your wins against San Diego, Southern Utah, Fresno State, those teams right in the same line as Oregon State. Oregon State has not played well here. Again, I'm going to use a second play that I used as a best bet, but this actually was my top play of the day, a 4% release on Cal.
All right, there you go. On Cal, it is 10:30 Eastern time tip-off on that one, guys. We got one more for you. We're going to take a look at the Missouri Tigers taking on Liberty Flames here. Liberty opens up as a 4.5-point favorite, a total of 128. And boy, oh boy, is it Dave? I don't know. First one to 60 wins here because neither of these teams shoot well.
Well, look, you know what you're going to get out of Liberty because it's Richie McKay is the coach, and if there were no shot clock in college basketball, he might have games in the 30s with McKay. He wants to slow it down and ugly it up as much. It's crawl ball, and that's what he's got to do with this team. Missouri has been absolutely hideous offensively so far. They can't shoot the ball. They don't take good care of the ball. They're good on the glass, and that might be the advantage they have in this basketball game. But, I mean, the Missouri offense has been pathetic so far. So you've got a team that wants to slow it down and probably will against a team that can't do anything offensively right now. I mean, to me, the under, it's the first team to 60 should not only win, they might win easily if they get to 60. This is an ugly game. I like the under, and I'm not much on totals in any sport, really. But this, to me, is kind of bettable. If I'm going to, I'm borderline as to whether I actually bet the game or not. But it's certainly for the purposes of the show here, I'll give you the under between Liberty and Missouri. And I think Liberty wins the game.
All right, there you go. You know, Ralph, I mean, Liberty they were a top 10 3-point shooting team last year. Like, they're 265 now. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, McGee's still there, but, the best player on the court. Liberty is obviously very excited to have an SEC team come into here. And they've won 39 straight. So, we're talking about a team that's used to winning. They have 85 wins the last 3 seasons. That's number 3 in the country. And they're the only team in the NCAA that has won their conference regular season and conference tournament title each of the last 3 years. So as Dave said, Richie McKay does a great job. They have a winning tradition, and they expect to win this game. Now, you look at these two teams, and it's the who's who of who have you beaten. Liberty's beaten Regent, Bethune-Cookman, and Maryland Eastern Shore. Missouri, you read the Columbia paper, the Tribune this morning, and they're all excited that they beat Paul Quinn, an NAI team, and scored 91 points. Well, hell yeah. The 4 of us can beat Paul Quinn. So, yeah, you're looking at a team that neither's playing well. I'm going to completely concur. There's no reason to talk about it. I don't want to lay 4 with Liberty with a bad offensive shooting team when a game may be in the 50s. So, to me, it's under, and I will make it a three-way unanimous.
Well, you never know with Mejia because he could come out of left field here. So go ahead, Mejia. What are you thinking, man? Is it under like Washington State, Arizona State?
Well, I'm thinking I'll command double teams against Paul Quinn, especially with just one guy. Look, yes, I do love the under, and I think Ralph knows that because I wrote the goal cheat write-up, so he's a big cheater. Darius McGee, the guard he mentioned, Rainier's Son Player of the Year, really struggling. He's shooting less than 30% from 3, and that's a problem because he fires up over 9 per game. And if you read the Missouri papers today, I think it was the St. Louis one, they're touting the positional change of Amari Davis taking over at the point for Quanzo Martin. Davis, a transfer for Green Bay. He played for Bo Ryan's kid last year and was really one of the top recruits in that program. And now he's at an SEC school, which is more up his level in terms of talent. But that kid's not a point guard. So they're giving him the reins to the offense because the kid that they envisioned being the guard, Boogie Coleman, a transfer from, I believe it was, I really can't remember actually. Ball State. It was Ball State. Mm-hmm. He has been terrible. 4 for 24 from beyond the arc, 17 turnovers through the first few games, and he has been demoted to a backup role. So it's Davis's show. I think continuity is going to be an issue, even though eventually that'll be the right move for Quanzo. So I mean, look, if you're the layman better, you're looking at Missouri being an underdog at Liberty. You would want to bet Missouri blindly, and that probably would be a bad idea. And I am definitely in agreement with my esteemed colleagues that the under is the best bet in this game from the standpoint that Missouri is on the road in a gym they're not familiar with new point guard and a team that really is going to milk the shot clock to 30 before taking a shot. Probably on 75% of possessions. So we will see an under here. That's probably the best bet of the night to back the low side.
Yeah, it was, what was the stat I saw? That both these teams commit a turnover on 21% of their possessions. So take care of the ball here, guys. Take care of the ball. All right, that is Missouri taking on Liberty Flames here, guys. Always great stuff there on the card tonight. It is not a crazy big college basketball card, but certainly some intriguing matchups here. And we'll go to Ralph here and ask him of this card here. Ralph, was there a game you circled for us?
Well, as I said, I had 2 college plays today. Cal was one of them, and I'm going to go ahead and just give you my second one here. So game 742. I know I like picking teams in the 300s. I couldn't find one today, so I'm going to go in the middle of the pack and go with Cleveland State. Joe, a couple years ago when we were doing this show, I MF'd Dennis Gates the first year, the Florida State assistant. Cleveland State was a team that won 9 games, 12 games, and 10 games. Dennis Gates came in and said, listen, guys, I'm going to start over. He won 11 games his first season, but he did the right thing. He recruited guys. He didn't worry about getting JUCOs. He found a couple recruits to stay locally in Cleveland, which is a good basketball town. 11 wins the first year. And they got to 19 wins last season and made the NCAA tournament. Now they have all 5 returning starters back. And yes, they went 1-1 ATS to start, and they played a very weak schedule the last 4. But from what I've read, they've had a couple great weeks of practice with only a NAIA game in the last 12 days. So they're ready to go. Northern Kentucky, when they moved into the Horizon, was the bully for a couple years. Well, I'll tell you what, they're not anymore. They're 1-3 straight up. They're 0-4 ATS. They're shooting 39% from the field, and they're allowing 47%. Northern Kentucky has 2 true freshman guards. They're number 262 in turnovers. Cleveland State's defense, number 80. They're playing a hectic pressing defense. I think they caused those freshmen some trouble on this road start for a first conference game. I did lay Cleveland State minus the 3.5. It's up to 4. I'm still fine with it at that number. And again, that was an actual client release at WagerTalk.
All right. Love it. Cleveland State it is. The first of many opportunities to be able to wager on them, I am sure, this season. Tony Mejia, talk to us here, my friend. Which one of these you got circled for us?
Well, I'm going off the board on this, and I also like That's My Dog college version, considering I had defeated streak went out in NBA. I'll take the points in Valparaiso Drake. I think Valpo is going to be a lot better this year, and that's if they don't have Kobe King, the Wisconsin transfer, until next week. But Valpo's won 3 of 4. They beat Tulane earlier this past week, and beat Jacksonville State in an upset. They're getting 14 against Valpo. Against Drake, who's the Missouri Valley favorite. So I would take the points there. And in the battle of the Boulevard, which is Nashville's big rivalry between mid-majors, it's Belmont and Lipscomb. To me, Belmont is probably the top mid-major in the country because I don't consider Gonzaga mid-major. Nobody should. And the Bruins are loaded. They barely lost to Dayton in the ESPN Events Invitational Final. They're loaded with who they bring back. All 5 starters from last year's team. Nick Muszynski, the big center. The way they share the basketball, really fun to watch. And this is a rivalry game. These schools are separated by blocks in Nashville. They play every year. They have since 1953. And the head coach there is Casey Alexander, who replaced the legendary Rick Byrd and was actually at Lipscomb before he moved on to Belmont. The spread here is actually a lot larger than it typically is because Lipscomb is not a bad team at all, but Belmont is just that good. So I'd lay the points and expect the Bruins to beat the Bison in the Battle of the Boulevard.
You know what, Joe? I've got to say one thing. You are safe, Tony. I freaking used Belmont twice this year. I used them against Ohio in the opener, and I used them against Dayton, and I'm 0-2. Since I am not on them, feel free to bet them tonight.
You're damn straight we are right now.
Camaraderie, Ralph.
I love it. I love it. All right, Dave, I know no best bet for you here tonight in college basketball, but do you have one you might be leaning towards a little?
Well, I have the one game that I bet, and it's free. So just go to my homepage at WagerTalk.com, which is wt.buzz/DC, and you'll get that play. I don't think it's not a 4%. That's all I'm selling this year in the 4s and the 5s, college basketball. But it's a 3, so it's a game I like, and I think it'll get there. Here on the show, we all agreed on the Missouri Liberty game being low scoring. I'll reaffirm that position and make it the best bet here on the show under the total with Missouri and the Flames of Liberty.
Yeah, I think that game's going to be brutal from the start, maybe even a first half there.
I don't want to watch it, I can tell you that.
Yeah. No, I'm scarred. I can't unwatch Washington State, Arizona State last
Did you
night.
actually watch that game?
We did. I had Washington State. I said, all right, let me tune in for the first 10 minutes. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It's like, it's a rec league game.
That's why I watched the NHL.
Yeah, amen to that. Even the Knicks look better than that. I'm going to go, and you know this, Tony Mejia. You know where we're going. And by the way, it's been a nice run here, guys, on the show. I believe 9-1 over the last couple of days here on our best bets. But I'm going to, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Guess where I'm going, Tony Mejia? Give me Oral Roberts. Give me the 8.5 points. Give me Max Asmus going up against Coach Dixon, who blew TCU up last year and brought in a whole bunch of transfers, a whole bunch of new guys that haven't played anybody, I think, in the top 200. So I think this is a big spot here for Oral Roberts. I think they can actually even pull off the upset. So give me Oral Roberts plus the 8.5. What are our friends at the Gold Sheet think here tonight? Well, they like Weber State and the over tonight in that matchup there. And, of course, guys, the best part about the Gold Sheet, if you guys head over there right now, always great information, great handicapping tools available to you. Plus, this full write-up is on WagerTalk's Twitter page. Head over there, read the write-up, guys. Always great stuff to have. And, of course, knowledge is power, and you get an awful lot of it over at the Gold Sheet. Weber State and the over. Once again, guys, to recap the best bets here today, Mejia's going Belmont minus 14.5, and since Ralph didn't bet him, apparently that's a winner. Dave Kogan going Mizzou Liberty under 126.5, but do not watch it. Ralph is going Cleveland State, lay the 4. I'm going to take Oral Roberts, take the 8.5. And Weber State laying the 15 and the over 143.5 with our friends from the Gold Sheet. Guys, again, take advantage. $249. End of year special here. 30 days all access, all sports, every play, 30-day, including the 5% best bets right now for $249. Any one of your favorite handicappers, whether it be Ralph, head over to Ralph's
let me just jump in. It's not 30 days. It's to December 31st. So grab it now because you're getting the extra days because that package ends on the 31st. You're getting all but 1 day today. But next week, when the special is still available, it's not a 30-day package. It only goes through the final day of the month.
But it is 30 days if you buy it today.
I can't figure that out.
Yes, 30 days. December 2nd through the 31st, you got your 30 days. Do it, guys. $249. It does not get any better than that. Take advantage. Plus, you got all the weekend games coming your way. Visit Ralph Michaels, Tony Mejia, Dave Koken, and make sure you hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner and come back and join us again for the Friday edition of the College Basketball Tip-Off Show. On behalf of Ralph, Tony, and Dave, guys, appreciate you stopping by. Best of luck with your plays tonight. Come back and join us again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
First, we at Wager Talk would like to thank everyone as a record number of you took advantage of our Thanksgiving 7-day special. We hope you enjoyed the convenience of getting your favorite handicappers plays daily during the hectic holiday weekend, and we also know that December can be a crazy month. Now we are offering a rest of calendar year special. Get every NFL, college bowl game, NBA, NHL, college basketball games, and all other sports of your favorite handicapper through December 31st for only $249. The early bird really does catch a worm for this special as it starts the day you sign up. No coupon needed. Pay only $249 today or pay $249 in a few days. The choice is simple. Let's have a great ending to 2021.